the first risk of intermittent fasting is you might develop eating disorder. जब आप continuously 2 meals miss करते हो या skip करते हो, it is very likely कि आप third meal में binge करोगे, right? So basically, the psychological term for this that I use is the binge and purge force, which will force you to, develop bulimia kind of eating disorder. Second risk is you may develop an elevated cortisol problem. Now, what is cortisol? It is also known as stress hormones, which is a dark lord. I would say it is a villain for the metabolism. Now, this cortisol, elevated cortisol levels are basically an important effect of intermittent fasting. This induces the utilization of fat as an energy, and that is how one loses while intermittent fasting. But in longer term, especially in women, ऐसा देखा गया है कि the women will start storing more of fat and there will be more of muscle breakdown. Third is unhealthy obsession towards food. Like all the time you would be thinking about what you would eat when you are allowed to eat. So all the time there will be a food in mind and you would take a little backseat on other priorities of your life. Fourth thing, you might rely more on coffee. So many intermittent fasting allows a person to have coffee throughout the day, and this stimulant can keep you going for an hour or for the whole day almost without food. Now what this stimulant does is it might also lead to insomnia, which ultimately take a toll on your metabolism. Also it increases the cortisol level, which increase your blood sugar levels, and you might develop an insulin resistance. So the other risk is you might get food intolerant, or that might lead to inflammation. So whenever you are starving for hours, your body would start craving for high calorie foods like pizzas and chips and pastries and all that. Now this situation creates a condition called leaky gut, wherein the bacteria and the toxins starts leaking out from the intestine. The common risk that is seen during intermittent fasting is you might feel tired and you might also feel irritated all the time. Fasting actually boosts the stress level and it also makes you sleep less in the night. Also, some nutrient deficiency that comes across with fasting would hammer your neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin levels, which is which plays a very important role when we talk about anxiety and palpitation and all that sort of stuff. So if you really have symptoms like anxiety, depression, and also feel irritated and you're always tired, I would recommend not to opt for intermittent fasting. Thank you.